Welcome to How to Study Time with Logos Bible Software. And as we jump in, just to kind of set expectations, what is the purpose of a webinar? Well, it is to provide training for Logos Bible Software, and we will definitely do that tonight. We'll provide the kind of training so you can study the topic for yourself. We'll provide biblical insights related to the topic when it's relevant and important. Now, the webinars can be fast-paced at times, and as you know me, I can pack a lot in very quickly, and we do that to increase the training value. Some items will be easy to follow along, others just watch, and because everyone has different skill levels, sometimes it'll be easier or hard to follow, but don't worry, all webinars are recorded for purchase and review offline. A personal book of all the notes is included with your purchase as well. So what are tonight's topics? We're in the introduction right now. We'll talk about why this topic is important. We'll just have a few resources recommended but not required. And then we're going to get into 10 strategies for studying time in the Bible. And this is a fun webinar that I put together. I have used these techniques to do lots of things, papers in school and so forth. And I'm going to be including a paper that I wrote for school on this issue of time. Specifically, the paper was written on, can we take the 1,000 years that's mentioned in Revelation 20 in respect to the millennial kingdom, can we take that as literal? And my paper will go into that issue. So I'll be including that with the purchase of the webinar. So let's get started with how to study time with Logos Bible Software. And let's go ahead and jump right away into the Logos program. Now, this is the personal book. As you can see, there's all these links built in and so forth. But let's begin with the most important question. Why this topic? You know, observing and interpreting time in the scriptures is critically important for tracing people and events in the scriptures, as well as investigating important theological topics such as the young earth, as well as I mentioned earlier, the millennial kingdom. If you don't know how to study time, you're going to be ill-equipped to deal with some of these issues. For example, does day in Genesis 1 mean 24 hours or some other period of time? This webinar will equip you to handle some of those questions. Now, some recommended but not required resources. The first one is just a great book to have, and I put this in the category of just a book of dates and events. Let me go ahead and open this. It's the complete book of when and where in the Bible throughout history. Now, let me maximize this so you can see this book fully. Now, what I love about this, here's the title, The Complete Book of When and Where. But look at this, the timetable of history. So it goes all the way back to the year 2166. And then it's got the New Testament, and then it's got other things like Abraham is born. So not only is it giving you dates and Bible verses and content and maps, but all the dates have been tagged. So having a resource like this in Logos and having the ability to search for these dates will allow you to find information and confirm different dates that you're going to read in commentaries. And one thing I've discovered in studying time in the Bible, no one agrees with specific dates, but people tend to fall in what I would call ranges of dates. Some tend to be early and some tend to be late, but you get these groupings. But having a book like this that has so many events tagged with time just makes your job a whole lot easier. We're going to come back to this book later, but at least want to show you what it looks like. And the way you know a date has been tagged, not in all cases, but in many, is you'll see the flag icon. And when you float your mouse over it, you'll see a date, 2080 BC. A second way that you can see that time has been tagged is you can right-click on the date. And when you right-click on the year or the date, you will see a flag icon right here in the left menu, left side of the right-click menu. And when you click on that, you'll see at the right, you have basically a couple options. You could go right to the timeline of that period, or you could search for that date. And we'll do some of that later, but I want to make sure you notice this important icon. Very, very helpful. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this resource. And let's return back to the personal book. Now, another book that's it's unfortunately not available in Logos is Earth's Sacred Calendar. Now, let me show you this book. I actually have this in Kindle. Now, this is a very unique resource, and at times it can be overwhelming with all the information. But what the author has done is they have gone through the Bible inductively and have tried to identify the dates. He's got a website as well, and let me pull this up real quick. It's the Earth Sacred Calendar. Okay, so here it is, Earth Sacred Calendar, and I'm always looking for these kind of unique resources that have data that you just don't find anywhere else. So what this is a book about time in the Bible, and there's some preliminary information and his purpose. He gets into the discussions of time and what different people say. He talks about the calendar, 364-day calendar in Exodus and so forth, and he walks you through various dates. So if you want to go deeper into this topic and you want to understand dating, this is an excellent resource to have. And you'll see that he gives you specific dates in some cases. So the author has really gone to great lengths, when possible, to identify specific dates. And it's really pretty neat. Now, this does not line up with other timelines and calendars because there's quite a bit of debate on the dates within the Bible. You understand that. So you should have a couple different resources that deal with these issues so that you have more than one source. And so be very aware of this. So the most popular one is Ussher's chronological table. That's considered the standard for many, many dates, but there's problems even with Ussher. And so this is a very good resource. And let me go back to the beginning. He has a website as well, thesacredcalendar.com. And there you can get posters and timelines and all this neat stuff. So Jim Lyle is a friend of mine who's done a really good job in putting this material together. It's unique data that you're not going to find anywhere else, and he's got some great resources. And if you end up ordering from him, let him know that you heard about this resource from me at LearnLogos. He's a good friend living in California and so forth. Okay, so I want to leave that out there. And at the end of the book, he's got a good bibliography. There's James Ussher's The Annals of the World. Edwin Thiel, The Mysterious Numbers of Hebrews Kings. That is another important resource. In fact, I have it here and in the personal book. You can click on the link, and you can get both of these books also at Amazon as well. This book is really key if you're going to get into timeline and chronology with the kings. And that is very, very important. So this is probably the best resource on that very topic. I see a question here from David. What is the personal book you speak of? Hey, great question, David. The personal book is this resource that you see right here. These are my notes with the links, and this is included with the purchase of the webinar. If you're a VIP member, then you get the book and the notes as well. So the book makes life a whole lot easier when you're watching the webinar because I have all the links and my notes built in here. So hopefully that answers your question, David. Great question. Okay, so those are some of the recommended but not required resources. No doubt there are many, many more resources on dates. But I wanted to get a sampling of a couple to bring attention to the types of resources you're going to be looking for. Now, let me walk you through a series of 10 strategies for studying time in the Bible. The first one is searching for words and concepts related to time. Now, Logos has done a wonderful service to us in creating the Bible Sense Lexicon, which allows us to search from the Old to the New Testament based on a concept of a word or a range of meaning. So let me walk you through how this can be an essential tool for studying time. So I'm going to go to Tools, go ahead and do the same, and then type in Sense. With the new Logos 8 menu, that's all you have to do to find something in the menu is just type it in that box. Now, if you're going to use this often, I recommend right-clicking on it and choosing from the menu, pin the top. When you do that, let me show you what happens. Then the Bible Sense Lexicon shows up here in the top menu. And by the way, with the most recent release of Logos 8 updates, you now can drag and drop the icons to create a specific order of these icons, making it more convenient to find your most frequently used features. So I moved it to the very front. If you're using this every single time, you might want to drag it and drop it to the very top of the menu, so then you can just grab it there from the shortcut menu. Now I'm going to right-click and delete that, go back to Tools, and just click on Bible Sense Lexicon. All right, so here we go. Now, when the Bible Sense Lexicon opens up, you want to go to the very top left and delete any information that's in the box. And let's just simply type in the word time. Now, what you're going to discover is that Logos has a lot of different words, senses of time. We've got time definite, time indefinite, and the list goes on. If you scroll down, there's a good 30 to 50 different ones. Now, here's something that's very important to understand when you're using the Bible Sense Lexicon. Bible Sense Lexicon, in a sense, is a hierarchy. So I'm going to click on time. Now, as soon as I click on time, you're going to see my visualization has changed. Notice what has been bolded right here in the center. So this is where I am. To the right are those senses, words, concepts, key ideas that flow out of time. To the left are other, in this case, attributes. So you can see here that if we follow it to the right, we have time, eternity, forever, forever, forever exaggeration, future, new times, now time, and past. Now here's the key that I want you to understand. If you search on time, the sense, you'll get all these to the right. And by the way, if you notice, some of these dots are darkened and some are not. The darkened one means if you click on it, there's more information. And as I said, when you search on the farthest one to the left, in this case time, you will find all these other ones. So in a sense, you can search for one element, and in this case, let's expand all of these. We will be able to find 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different senses of time just by searching on time. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the easiest way to kick off a sense search is to go right here, right down below into the search for sense time. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, again, what's great about this is it searches Old Testament and New Testament, and it searches on all those senses within the sense time. So let me show you. I'm going to click on Genesis 2:23. My Bible opens up. My sense has been highlighted. I right-click on the highlighted word, in this case, now. I wait for my menu to populate, and that is one of the downsides of this new right-click menu, is it does take a little time for things to show up, and so you just got to be patient. And then once all the information appears, you're going to see the specific sense that's in this text. And in this case, it's now time. So do you see how cool that is? I did one search, and I got all those senses to the right. Very, very powerful. So now I can go through from Genesis through Revelation and find every sense of time. Now, here's another important point. So let me go back to my Bible Sense Lexicon. And let's go up to the search box. Now, this word time put me here. Now, here's another one, time definite. Now, you can see that time definite is not at all anywhere in this visualization. So let's click on it and see what pops up. So this one shows up right here in bold. Notice again what's to the right, all these things on calendar and era and festival and so forth. To the left, we have time indefinite, and then we have time period. Notice also these other items related to time, beginning, period, day, hour, etc. So in this case, we really have to think through what we want to search on. In fact, this is really cool. We've got the early morning watch right in here, which is kind of neat as well. If we search on time period, we search on all those other elements. What a great time saver. I see a note here by Jesse Blevins that the Earth's Sacred Calendar is on sale for $2.99 at Amazon for Kindle. So thanks, Jesse, for letting everyone know on that. All right, so I think you're getting an idea here of how powerful the Bible Sense Lexicon can be for searching on time concepts, especially when there's a multitude of words, meanings, and senses related to time. It'd be very difficult for you to, on your own, try to collect a list of words related to time. And so Logos makes this a whole lot easier. Now, the next question is, how do you search then on multiple senses? So let's go ahead and close down our search and our Bible, and let's return to the personal book.